So Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced financial incentives to boost birth rate in the country. A series of plans have been announced to increase the number of children being born in Russia, hoping to boost the average birth rate of under 1.5 per woman to 1.7 within a span of 4 years. And Russia is seeing a fall in population because the generation becoming parents now were born in the 1990s, a time when the birth rate had fallen drastically due to economic uncertainties. Last year, Putin had announced tax breaks for bigger families. This year, he is pledging state funding for new mothers.
Каждый наш шаг, новый закон, государственную программу мы должны оценивать прежде всего с точки зрения высшего национального приоритета – сбережения и приумножения народа России. Острейшая проблема, которая является прямой угрозой нашему демографическому будущему. Это низкие доходы значительной части наших граждан, семей. Причем по разным оценкам, порядка 70-80% семей с низкими доходами – это именно семьи с детьми.
Putin has named poverty as a key factor in limiting the family size. Maternity capital has until now only been paid to families with at least 2 children. Now such benefits will also be paid for children aged 3 to 7 in low-income families. In addition to this, free school meals will also be provided for the first 4 years of school. According to the policy, a one-time payment of around $6,700 would be made to parents who will give birth to a child. For families with 2 children, the total payout will be around $10,000. WION's correspondent Julia Chapman from Moscow sent us this report. Let's have a look.
Well, there's 2 reasons, really. One of them, of course, is that the demographic issue has been a very serious one for Russia. Its population has been declining steadily, and there are certainly concerns about how rapidly it is shrinking. And so President Putin, of course, made these announcements in an effort to encourage Russian families to have more children. And part of that is also, of course, in order to give himself a political boost. He has seen some falling ratings over the last couple of years after the pension reforms that were introduced 2 years ago, and there was a wave of protests here in Moscow last summer, and all of that has led to some faltering popularity ratings for President Putin. And so he started his speech today with a raft of incentives for Russia's lowest earners, because of course Russia is a very unequal country. It's one of the most unequal developed countries in the world, and because of course here in Moscow there are many people who live very comfortable lives, but in the regions poverty is still a very big problem. And President Putin spoke about families where even both parents are working who struggle to make ends meet, and so that's why he's announced these incentives for those families to be able to have more children despite their low incomes, and also gave a boost to a number of other families who will be having more children and for longer as well, until their children are 7, which has been brought up from the age of 3. So families who don't meet a certain threshold of income will continue to receive these subsidies from the government for much longer, and that will be a very big boost to Russia's lowest income families, which is obviously a target that President Putin is aiming to appease.